Fiacolet, Fiacolet. You know, I had to make a video response to this. You're going to call my team out and me out. Got to respond to this. You know, I wasn't going to talk about the Aggies until we played them, but if you want to start it this early, fine by me. One, you said that Texas Longhorns throw their players and whatnot under the bus, but the Aggies don't. The Aggies are always fully supporting their team. Always, anyone that's affiliated with a team, they're all gung-ho no matter what happens. I think that proves that you're not a true Aggie yet anyway, because you don't know the Aggie way or the way the Aggies have been. There were many Longhorns that weren't happy with Colt McCoy, that they thought they wanted someone else's quarterback, and there was that controversy. But I don't think the outcry for that was as much as Dennis Franchione. You just got to College Station, but he was the coach before Sherman. Can you explain to me why everyone was saying fire Fran, get him out? It was almost like they were throwing him under the bus. That what we did apparently. So right there, you're messed up. And also, apparently, there's a quarterback controversy in A&m. I've heard the grapevine from all of my Aggie friends, like that's all I hang out with are Aggies, but that some people would rather have Gerard Johnson than Stephen McGee. One of those reasons is Gerard Johnson, now this is the Aggies saying this, they remind him of Vince Young. Why would the Aggies want to have a player that played like Vince Young, who, in their opinion, especially while he was here, sucked? He also sucked as it was 4th and 5 in the Rose Bowl into the end zone for a touchdown with 19 seconds to win the national championship. So I guess he doesn't suck so bad anymore now that he's out of Austin. But I want to talk to you about your crow video that you called it a crow video. And you did. You owned up to the loss a little bit. But this is kind of what I want to see. You sat there, your team, Texas A&m Aggies, the mighty fighting Aggie tradition and whatnot, y'all want to call it, getting in the hump it position about everything, lost to Arkansas State, a team from the Sun Belt, at home at mighty Kyle Field. The video I made last season when we beat Arkansas State was more of a crow video than y'all's after y'all went to that next tier and lost to Arkansas State. You don't take that. You don't sit there lightly. You can go back and watch mine. I'm not sitting for that. I hold my team. The Texas Longhorns hold themselves to a higher standard, and I know the Aggies better anyways than to even be in the game with Arkansas State. Now, I'm not going to try to put Arkansas State down. They're a smaller program, and your team is supposed to beat them. All right? And Texas didn't play well against them last year. Arkansas State came to play. We took it for granted, and we came out alive with it. But your team failed, and they lost. I can tell you right now, if my team, the Horns, had dropped it to FAU last Saturday, I'm not sitting back saying, oh, well, we'll give them a pass. No. I'm tearing into them because I love this team too much to sit back and watch them throw a season away, watch them throw tradition away, and throw away any kind of respect they might have had. But you came on and saying, well, it's Sherman's first game, and I've even had Aggies tell me already that, well, they're not on the same page with Sherman and blah, blah, blah. There is no excuse for a team that wants to be a Big 12 powerhouse to lose to Arkansas State. And you should have mentioned that in your video, that there is no excuse for the Texas A&m Aggies to lose at Kyle Field to Arkansas State. So where was that at? I don't see any of that. I'm not saying you throw your team under the bus, but it's called tough love for your team. and you're not blinded. Well, oh, we'll get it, and whether or not this is going to be a good season or a bad season, it's already a bad season for the Aggies right now. Now I know they've got the Texas Longhorn game at the end of the season, so they could lose all their games but win that one. It's a successful season. I understand that. That's the Aggie way. But as a football team and as a football season, this is already going down to the dumps right now. Now, as I said, I wasn't going to talk about the Aggies. I threw a shot in my last video at them, but I don't really dwell on it. But if you're going to sit here and make a video calling me out, you better get ready for it. Now, we're Cowboys fans, and that's great. But this is the college part of this deal. And I'm just as passionate about these horns right behind me as I am about the star in the Dallas Cowboys. So, and also, another thing with the Aggies, I mean, you said that, the Aggies will fill their stands up no matter what. Like Texas isn't going to. Let me tell you something. Come to Austin on game day. The entire city is drenched in burnt orange and headed to DKR. Oh, and if you didn't know, we had over 98,000 people at the game. Yeah, that's a new record. I believe it's for the Big 12, at least for the teams in Texas. So, Aggies, y'all keep trying to break those records. You maybe need to get a couple more folding chairs out to try to keep breaking those records. Because I think we just surpassed you by about 20,000. So, but, it's not based on that. Texas doesn't base everything off the Aggies. Texas bases it off what we can do. All right? When you come to a tour on campus, we talk about what we offer, the great things that we've accomplished. We don't throw in that, oh yeah, and this is better than A&m, and we've got a tower that's bigger than A&m. Because when you go to Texas A&m and you go take a tour of the campus, the whole thing, it's about UT. It's about trying to show up UT. And it's not the same way here in Austin. A lot of Aggies think that it's not. All right? It's a rivalry, but we're not obsessed. We want a better season, not just 1 week out of the year. So Fiacolet, hey, you got on here and you guess you owned up. I mean, you congratulate ASU. That's great. But you also need a little bit harder on your team. Don't when your team loses to Arkansas State, don't call out the Longhorns and say they're classes and blah, blah, blah. You got your own problems. I think your fan base needs to stop singing about Texas while there's another team on the field that's pummeling their team right at the second. So, that's what I got to say. It's all about the Longhorns here. I didn't want to make a video about the Aggies, but hey, one of your own, a grad student actually, one of your own called me out, and I'm going to say something about it. So that's my take on Texas A&m as of right now. Hook 'em horns, Texas fight, and we'll see you guys later.